What's good, beautiful people? Daniel Monch here from Rolling Up Entertainment. Today we have a guest from Melbourne's underground hip hop, Melbourne's Aussie hip hop.
Yeah.
An individual that was most requested on Rolling Up Entertainment by his community.
Yeah.
A
Shout outs to
large
the fam.
energy presence from Melbourne's north. I'm super excited to welcome Scoobietunes to the building.
Yo, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Man, I'm glad you've come through, bro.
No, real talk, real talk.
Real
No, it's
talk.
good to be here.
When
Real
you
talk.
talk about like community and like people, or I guess people supporting you, it's super nice or super awesome to see like your community, I guess, shout you out and like really try and follow what you're doing and support you to even come onto things like this or even your shows.
Yeah, like my fans, shout outs to you. Like, there's not like heaps of them, but yeah, they fucking get behind my shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I love, and I do want to reflect on that and do like your whole 2019. I want to talk about your SEM crew, SEM gassed up, a few other releases you did in 2019, and
Yeah.
we're gonna get into those juicy stories. But
Yeah.
before we do that, we're gonna throw it back like we do.
Okay.
Let's throw it back. Where Scoobietunes? Where does that name come from?
Scooby comes from a few different things. It was like a nickname.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a nickname. Like, it started, weed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it wasn't actually my first rap name.
What was your first rap name?
it was MC Clifford.
MC Clifford, like the dog,
Like
the
the
dog
dog, man.
Clifford.
So I dropped my first mixtape when I was like 15. It's called Aromatherapy, and I like put up on SoundCloud because I was like, oh yeah, SoundCloud, that's what I'm meant to do. And I didn't have a name yet, so I was like, I don't know, I was uploading it, and for some dumb reason, I just had some like Clifford of the dog like thing on my computer.
Yeah.
Like, it was just my screensaver, Clifford the dog. I didn't even watch Clifford, man. Like, it was just my screensaver, and then I'll just use that photo.
And then you just started like change dog names and go to Scooby? Like
yeah, well, no, it wasn't even that. I was just like MC Clifford, and then, man, I didn't smoke bongs. I smoked like spliffs.
Yeah, yeah.
And joints and stuff, and that's like, and I was young, and like, I wanted to be like this. I don't know. I was going for a real...
Like Scooby, like Doobie.
I was going for a real like Rasta stage in life.
Yeah.
Like, I was wearing a lot of tie dye.
Yeah.
I grew my hair out like long. I used to have like socks that were like Rasta.
Yeah,
I don't know,
those
man.
weed socks that everybody be wearing.
Yeah, I was just a kid trying to fit in.
Yeah.
Because I didn't fit in high school.
Was there like, did you grow up in a high school that was full with like a lot of, I guess, those type of dudes, or like?
I went to like a different sort of, like, I went to a normal normal school. Like, I didn't go to a private school, but I went to like a different sort of high school than Melbourne.
Yeah.
Because I'm from New South Wales.
Yeah.
And I went to like a high school where we had like chickens and...
Oh, so it was like super like tight?
Oh, they like to say so. Like, they didn't really get into the agriculture side of it, but technically it was an agriculture high school. But, man, I think me and my crew... Like, shout outs to you boys. I'll leave you some names because I don't want to dox yous. But, like, we started, like, smoking, like, and we were that crew.
Oh,
yeah, I had a big mouth. We were meant to keep it a secret. It was like a pact. Like, let's keep it a secret. And I had a big mouth, and I went around shooting around school and shit. It got us into heaps of trouble.
Yeah.
Like, I feel bad for my mates. But, like, yeah, that's kind of how it started.
So what brought you down to Melbourne coming from New South Wales?
Oh, shit. Okay. I was living in a place called Helensburgh. So if you're in Wollongong, like the 2-5, there's like Sydney up here, and then there's like the Shire, and then it starts in like Helensburgh and it goes down to like Kiama, South Coast, Gerringong.
I don't know any of these names.
So
bro.
I'm in the mountains.
Yeah.
And I'm hanging out. I'm with Azza D. Shout outs to Azza. I'm sleeping on his couch. Before I was living there, I was with Coast and Ocean on tour.
Yeah.
And me and Coasty were like going around the country, spitting raps, busking everywhere, playing shows. I was in Melbourne playing a show.
Yeah.
Loved it. I was like, this is it. Like, I was like, how do we even live where we live?
Yeah,
Because there's no shows. There was like one hip hop show every 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Maybe every 3 months. It was just not happening. It's a big punk scene though.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I met a chick, Macy Rhymes. Do you know who Macy Rhymes is?
No.
Yeah, well, she was like, oh, we need a housemate when I got back to Illawarra, like Wollongong. And then it was like, shit, should I move to Melbourne?
Should have come into this city and like this whole, you see a whole new space of music and like infrastructure, obviously. Have you were you in Melbourne before that, or like have you
No,
ever
that was the
visited?
first time I came to Melbourne, and
So
I was only there for like 2 weeks, and I loved it.
it was,
like,
I guess, the first time seeing that different city besides
yeah,
Sydney.
yeah.
Or
Well, Sydney shut down.
Yeah.
Like Melbourne was awake and vibrant, and I was like, this place is awesome. And when she said, "Hey, we need a roommate. Do you want to move to Melbourne?" I was like, I got no money.
yeah,
I got no nothing. And then Azza was like, "I'll pay for your ticket." And I was like, "All right, shit, let's pack the bags and go, boys." And that was it, man.
that's just like it.
Like so quick after.
Was that for? Did you, when making that decision, was that like a music based decision or like a career based?
Straight up. He was like, "Man, if you want to do this rap shit and you want to, like,
If you're serious about it,
if
like,
you want
let's
to,
go.
if you want to pull the gun,
Yeah.
like, let's go do it."
Let's
I moved
go.
a week after.
Yeah.
Like, I think it was 5 days. I don't think it was a full week. I like literally packed a bag and just left.
That was after high school.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
when I was 18.
Yeah. That's
So yeah, after high school, I didn't really do. I just put out projects.
Yeah.
And try to like build up a following in Wollongong, and it was working, but it wasn't like. No, I don't think my music was resonating.
So were there any people in Wollongong that were like influencing you music wise or hip hop wise?
Azza, man, like he was like a local king, bro.
So was he like the first person in your life to, I guess, show you what was happening with music?
Well, yeah. And do you know what's funny about that? Because I met Azza through another gig when I was 16, my first ever show that I played. And funny enough, the dude that owns Marshall Street Studios, he was in like a group called Otis High.
Yeah.
And they were on tour and they stopped off Wollongong. And that's how, and like Kid Pharaoh pulled out, so they got me to play. And that's where I met like all these dudes.
Oh, man.
So it was really full circle.
It just goes around, dude.
Yeah.
It just goes around.
That's the universe, man. It's wild.
Yeah.
Like, it'll blow your
And I'm
mind.
sure you probably met like some of the boys from Marshall Street Studios recently and just like...
Well, yeah. Well, I ended up recording like all that music last year there.
Yeah.
And yeah, shout outs to Ben and Stu and, you know, Davey. I love you guys. That was a good experience though. And that came through like when I got to that point and I came to Melbourne, like I realized, okay, things are happening. Like there's more here and there's more input too. So like there's more people actually come to shows.
Yeah, that and the different sounds. I guess we always influenced by Aussie rap. You know that like the traditional Aussie rap sound, the Cursor 360 type of sound.
Well, not so much like 360. Like my older sister was into him.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Falling and Flying. I remember she
Yeah.
bought that out and she played that shit in the car on
Yeah.
repeat. But like I listened to like real early. I listened to like Hilltop
Yeah,
and Bliss and Esso and Cursor. And those like three dudes were like shaping like, okay, this is how you should sound.
yeah.
And then I listened to All Day and stuff like. All Day was kind of like the only Melbourne rapper I really listened to until I discovered like Alex Jones. And then I was like, oh,
Yeah, he's popping
shit,
right now.
Melbourne
That
has
name's been
bars.
thrown around a lot. A
Yeah,
lot.
yeah. Well, I discovered him through that. What was it? The bloody one. Oh, it was My Life Part 2.
I haven't
And
had
he's
it.
like,
Sussed it out.
oh.
Sussed it out.
Pardon me.
Hey.
It was straight up bars. But when we did that, like when I like All Day was dope.
Yeah.
And my homie like loved All Day, and his name was Buddha. And
So who you following right now in a sense that you're like still some of your homies or maybe their homies or people that you're looking up to right now, and maybe not even in Australia or outside. Who are you looking at the moment that's kind of influencing your music to where it is today?
like my three main dudes are probably like Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, I was like straight up Gunner. Machine Gun Kelly's like probably my number one.
Yeah.
Like he makes me feel. When it comes to like Aussie hip hop, it's probably still Cursor.
Yeah.
Like if I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But every time I listen to his music, it just doesn't get old. And because he's got so much.
He's got so
music.
much. He's like always putting it out year after year.
Yeah, so like it's almost like I can start from like the Nebulizer, and when I finish it, like the next album, a year's passed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like, okay, we start back again.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
It's good. He's got a lot of music, so his shit never gets old to me. Probably, I don't want to say Bliss and Esso, but I have been listening to them like a lot. But on my heavy rotation, it's probably like Wombat and like, people like Bars, man. Like even like Chillin', it's like kind of mad at me. He took shots at me on Instagram. He like,
What was that about?
he DM'd me.
Yeah.
He called me a delusional cunt.
Why? Well, out of what was that from?
Oh, because man, you know, it was probably like it was my fault. It was my fault. I said something to him about like Justin Ryan. I'm like, stop being a bully. I think I said that to him. I was like, stop being a bully.
Are you gonna pull it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Bro. I want to
Okay.
prove it to you, bro. Like,
For anyone that doesn't know, Chillin is a massive rapper in Australia right now.
Just
He's
so you know.
big ups. I
think he's amazing. I love him, but like I got drunk and I decided to DM him like, stop bullying Justin Ryan or some shit like that. I think I went really ham with it, but I told him he was like an inspiration to me too.
Yeah. That's funny. Sorry for anyone that's listening and watching. None of you can see it, but this is a hilarious conversation. That's funny. That's funny to see. That's funny to see.
And I'm not trying to like call it like I ain't cloud chaser. I would have put that on Instagram and shown everyone if I was gonna cloud chase off that. I didn't do that. I was like, but yeah, chilling it, up there.
When you're chilling it, man, we talk about someone that has energy, like his stage presence, even yourself. Like when I went to your first show, your SEM, I believe it was in Collingwood. And the SEM boys pulled up to James Andrews' EP launch.
Oh, yeah.
That was my first time coming out to your show and coming out and seeing.
I forgot about that night, eh?
I hadn't really gone out to a lot of traditional Aussie kind of grime and traditional Aussie sound.
That seems like so, like, the people that watch that scene. So, you know what? I realized it, like, a lot after like that, even like when I was on tour, like that whole scene, we get in trouble, man, and we don't even realize.
What do you mean?
Like, just like everyone just gets too munted, and they just go wild.
It's because Aussies drink like fucking crazy.
They drink like fucking
Aussies drink
fish,
crazy.
Bro. That's what they do. We drink, and then jumping on the roof, like
that's what I mean. So I honestly big ups to you and your crew for putting on a performance and hyping up the crowd. And where does that energy even come from? Like, is it do you guys practice before? Is it like just when you find you're there with your other homies, you just like you have that energy, you're super vibrant, and you just want to like put it on for people? Where does that energy come from?
Well, the honest truth is like that crew, like in general, we don't even link up that much anymore. Like, drifted apart. But back in that time, it started in like 2018, and we were like me and it was actually Levi Lowell, like Luna Pleasant, and we were like, I was hanging out and we were just drinking every day, and we're like, man, we should start a fucking crew. And I was like, we'll just get everyone on. We'll just get everyone that we'll just find like the scrappers, bro. Like, kids with bars. Doesn't even matter if they're good. Like, just like bring their homies in. And yeah, we did that. And we just started putting on these little shows. And the first one was at like the Basement. Yeah. You know where that is? Like on Latrobe Street.
I've heard of the Basement. I've heard of it.
And it's such a small venue. Yeah. And it's like a little cafe.
So when people exactly, I was gonna say
cops came in, shut it down. Show didn't stop, but we got the sound dude. Found a warehouse in 10 minutes. Everyone got on the tram, went straight to that warehouse. Like, show must go on. But we also had interstate artists that came down for it, so we kind of had. You had to like
keep it going. Because it was, I guess, set up.
That's where it started, though. That show was like where it started.
Was that like the first SEM show?
That was, that would have been.
Was it still called SEM?
No, it wasn't even called SEM yet. It was like, we didn't even have a name.
What does SEM stand for?
Southern Cross Mafia or Sickest Cunts in Melbourne. But so that started out where I was like, we're Australian. We don't really have anything like to resonate with with the youth, we like fucking hate the government. And we were like hardcore into like Ned Kelly. Like we're like we fucking hate the Commonwealth. I'm sorry, like we can't stand it. So we were like,
especially right now with these bushfires, I'm sure you're like, that's
I'm like, I'm on the gram every day, just fuming like,
bless and prayers to all those that are going through anything around the country, man.
Well, my home's gone. Like the place we grew up, like that place is just gone now. Yeah, because of bloody Scott. Yeah, but like shit like that pissed us off all the time. Yeah. And I was like, we were drunk, and we were like, I think it was like my ex-girlfriend. She's from China. Yeah. And I had this like Eureka flag, and we were drunk, and she had it around her shoulders. I'm like, man, it's like we can bring it back. We're like, we can bring everyone together. We can do the right thing. And I was like, shit, why don't we just call it Southern Cross Mafia? Because I was thinking of Biggie Smalls, like Junior Mafia.
Oh, true.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Junior Mafia. And we were thinking of like Yellow Wolf, like Dixie Mafia. And we were like, shit, let's just call it Southern Cross Mafia. And then, we got rid of, I got rid of my Australian flags. Yeah, yeah. Like all of them. Everything that had, like, I got rid of all my Australian flags, put them in the cupboard for a rainy day. And then, we just stopped that.
So how's your SEM tour? That's something I do want to get on. you guys went to like a lot of country towns around.
Yeah.
I know I've heard of people who are doing multiple shows in Victoria. Just it's usually around Geelong and the city.
Well,
But-
Geelong was cool.
Yeah.
So, but the tour started in like the whole way that tour went about was like me and Valkyrie.
Yeah.
And like it was Amrose and Depict played, and then there was Damage.
Yeah.
And Amrose and Depict bought their like homoesthetic, and it was basically like I had this track. I was like, okay, if we can get enough traction around, I was like, shit, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah.
So we went to Horsham.
Yeah.
And that show sucked, man.
Yeah?
Like, that was a 5-hour drive. It was a good show.
Yeah.
Like, we played well. I mean, like, there was a drunk dude in the background booing us, like, at the pub.
Oh, that's right.
It was pretty funny, though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like, we had
I did want to ask that. How were the crowds around Victoria compared to obviously the city where you get everyone?
Geelong was sick.
Yeah.
Small crowd, but sick crowd. But Horsham, like, the funny thing about that was, so we're driving along the highway, like long drive, man.
Yeah.
We're stopping like every hour.
Yeah.
So instead of a 5-hour drive, it's like an 8-hour drive. Driving along the highway, and I'm an idiot, and I'm like in the front seat. Amrose is trying to like throw this rubbish out the window.
Yeah, yeah.
I see him doing it. I'm like, pass it here, man. And I chuck it out the window. And then Valkyrie, she's very not with that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she pulls the car over on the highway. Yeah, like she's like, get out, pick up 3 pieces of rubbish. Second she
Sounds
said
like
that,
my high school teacher, bro.
no, bro. Second she said that, this massive truck comes past, side swipes the back window off the van. Bro, flew like across the thing. I'm just like, shit. We jump back in the car. We keep driving. And we're all just sitting there in shock because like we almost died.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, no, tour started like from that point. And the vibe was just positive after that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she didn't care about the window, luckily, because like, you know, most people would be like, my fucking window.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so that was like the first show. We went to Geelong. Geelong was sick.
Yeah.
Geelong. Nah, I probably shouldn't tell that story.
Up to you, up to you.
Nah, like, there was this kid, like, so the show at Geelong finished, but then there was like this kid, and it was like full down.
Yeah.
Like, it was full mess. You can cut this out, but like, we were like actually in conversation. We were driving past a bridge, and there was like this like 17-year-old kid like hanging off the side waiting for the train to come. I'm like, pull the car over, man. We pull the car over. I go up to him like, bro, you right? And we're all standing there like trying to talk to him because I don't want to go up and rush him and grab him.
Yeah, because you could like startle him. You don't know what's gonna happen. And,
I don't know if he was gonna fall or if he was gonna
Yeah,
stab me. So I talked to him for ages, and the cops came because they saw what was going on.
Yeah.
So like a full intense thing. Eventually the cops took him. I was pretty pissed about that because we told him like heaps of times, like, bro, if you don't come with us, these cops are gonna take you.
Yeah, yeah.
Like we can take you wherever you need to go. But
Exactly.
we did that, and like we went straight back to Melbourne after that show. But like after that whole thing, I was like, no, let's just go back
Yeah.
to Melbourne. I was
Time
like,
to close it down.
yeah, and then we played the Melbourne show, and that was sick.
Yeah.
That was at the Workers.
Yeah, Workers Club.
That was a good show. Like I got in trouble for like spraying beer all over the fallback.
That's fine, bro.
But
That's
that's
just
what
the
happened.
vibes.
Oh,
There's
bro, it
hype,
wasn't
there's
even the
drinks going
venue, it was the
everywhere,
sound
there's
dude who
shirts,
cared.
You're taking off your shirt.
I'm always you know, it's like always like a running question, like how long are you gonna keep your shirt on? Like 'cause
Until
I always take it off and like. But yeah, we played that, and then I went to Wollongong and like Sydney,
Dope.
and I went that alone, and then Valkyrie came to like the last show,
Okay.
and that was like a 48-hour like mind, because
Yeah.
like when I was in Wollongong, like it's my hometown, so first day I get there, it's just like every second straight to the bottle shop.
Oh.
Gone. Yeah, it was bad, man. And like by the last show, we played the last show, everyone was pissed, like even and he doesn't drink, and like we're at the pub all day and everyone knows I'm going, and then it's like turned into a party, and then that party turned into like the next day, and Valkyrie came, and like I mean she made it like on stage on the time, like she drove from Melbourne to Wollongong, and then the second she got here, that was her like set time, and then she went on, and then I went on this bender.
Damn.
Then,
And you guys did a song together. I do
Yeah.
want to get into that, like even like your music.
well, yeah, and then the next day we did that bender though,
Yeah.
and kept going. And then Valkyrie rang me at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon while everyone's like, heaps of people are there partying. And she's like, oi, we're driving to Melbourne. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go, guys. And then like everyone was just like, what the fuck? Like, why are you leaving right now? And I was like, shit. And
So that
that's what
tour
happened.
would have been a crazy,
Oh, man.
back to back, a lot of drinks. Now I want to speak on your music. Now, quick discretionary for
Yeah, don't drink.
no,
Real talk.
all
don't.
that, but quick discretionary for anyone listening, anyone that's underage. We're gonna get into some adult themes and
Oh
We're
yeah.
gonna talk about some nasty stuff, some sex, drugs, and
Yeah.
all that. So discretionary. Skip 5-10 minutes because it might get a little nasty, and I don't want to throw anyone off.
Yeah.
Now, when I listen to anyone listens to general music, you understand there's different genres and there's different niches and different markets. And obviously, there's a market for talking about sex, drugs, and whatnot. But I want to speak on your lyrics within your music.
Yeah.
Now, because there are some like frequent references to drugs, women, like sex, and just that hardcore type of rap in your music, there is a few lines I want to speak on. And then
true. You've done some research.
I've done my research.
I got you.
Got to get a gist of what Scoobitunes is about. You know what I mean? So the first line I want to speak on. Alright, boys, put your valley down. I'ma fuck your gang with 100 rounds. I'ma meet your wife, make you eat this clip. I'ma block her nose while she sucks this dick. Correct me if I'm wrong. that line, please explain where does that, how does that come about? Like,
well, that I remember when I wrote that verse, and I wrote that verse like when I was really young, actually. Yeah. So I did a song with Open City. And we like so young when I wrote that, and like the reason I wrote that was like because everyone was like bellies up, let's go, like fucking and like I was actually raised by the fucking streets, man. So like we didn't do that, and like no one would let me press like that. Like so I had to take the piss out of it a bit. So when I wrote like, all right, boys, put them bellies down, I'm gonna fuck your game with 100 rounds. I was more taking like F everyone. Yeah. I'm a rapper. No one has bars like me. And then like that line about like, you know, I'm a blocker knows why she sucks my dick. That's just me being derogatory because I was young. And I was like, shit. Like that was straight up me just being like trying to like get shock value out of everything.
Yeah. It's just I find it super interesting, that type of music. There's like, do you own a gun? Like, why did you feel the need to like talk about, like, because you kind of mentioned a gang in there?
That's probably like the only bar I've ever written about a gun. Yeah. Or like any of that stuff.
Like clipping someone or something like that. Yeah.
And like another reason, like the reason we wrote it is because like it was like the reason I put it into fuckboy was because it was just about fuckboy shit. Yeah. And it was more taking the piss out of everyone that like goes about that. Like I ain't like that. Everyone that knows me knows I ain't hard, and like I can't even rap about being hard and shit because everyone I know, like I know hard motherfuckers, and they'd slap the shit out of me. They'd be
the thing is that if you do put that into music and someone tries to call you out when you're out, or you know what I mean, it could go the opposite way of what you wanted your music to be.
Oh yeah. Well, like for sure, I think anyone that knows me knows that I'm just like.
It's good you've identified that self and you're not trying to portray an image of like you being
there's
hard
so
and like
much of that, bro.
Like,
it upsets me for some people. I'm like, how do you live like that, bro? I see people putting like fake guns in their videos, or guns in their videos, or like, look at me, bang bang, gang gang, and I'm like, bro, like someone like with a gun might get upset. Yeah, like that line alone, like that's probably like the most hardcore derogatory shit I've ever written.
There's another line that's kind of throwing it to the old school of Australian hip hop. Yeah. You're old. I think your bars are soap. Just that.
Oh, like
Was that to a specific person or like?
Oh yeah, that was like you're old. You smell. I think you need a bar of soap. It's past a joke. I'd rather swallow glass and choke. That was straight up just because like. Everyone, like, I don't know, every time I talk to someone older in hip hop that's like doesn't know me, they're always like, the first thing they say is like, man, it's got to be old school. And I'm like, bro, you haven't even listened to me. Like, I'll spit on boom bap, bro. Yeah. And so, and like more than, and like actual like fact and full disclosure, sorry to everyone that this offends, but that was taking a shot at How from Triple J. Oh. Yeah, because that was on Fuck Triple. Like, that was 100% like a shot at him. And I've got nothing against him, like, as a person.
But you did, bro. You ended up writing a song on that, I guess. Yeah. The whole Triple J song was like the industry was, I guess, a massive barrier. Speak on that. How did that song even come about?
Well, it started when I was putting out like my first EP, and I was gonna diss Triple J on my first EP. Yeah. Like I grew up listening to Cursor. Like I didn't want Triple J anyway, but I was under like this management at the time through like Foreign Object. It was like the same that Coasty was on. Yeah. So it was like on that label, and then it was just indie. So yeah. Kids, I ain't like it's so good, but like, I wanted to diss him on the first one. He's like, "Nah, we'll get you on the charts, and then they'll play you." And they gassed me up for it. They were like, yeah, Triple J is going to play her every day. They were like,
Was this your label that was saying that?
yeah. Like my old manager. He was like, yeah, Triple J will play it if you hit number one, all this shit. And I was like, bro, I don't want to go down that route. But I listened because I'm like, okay, maybe I don't know everything.
Yeah.
And this was me, like, that was the last time I ever listened to anyone in the industry. Like, the last time was him. And, like, I went in, every track hit the charts. I think 3 of them hit number one. And this isn't hip-hop. This is overall. And then I realized that Triple J Unearthed was just a piece of bullshit. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, I wrote Fuck Triple J. And I recorded it at Marshall Street. And I was like, all right, I'll tell you what, boys. I'm going to get this on the charts. It's going to, like, not only will it get approved, it will hit the charts. And they're like, no, you're crazy. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I know how the charts work. Yeah. And, like, it hit the charts. So everyone, like, and I mean, like Ben, everyone's through, they're like, nah, that'll never happen. And it did. And that was a point being proven too of, like, to kids, man, where it's like, they're going to shut that fucking door in your face. Just make sure you kick it in. Like, don't take no, don't take their shit for an answer.
That's super strong. I really,
like, that was the reason I did it. I didn't do it for any other reason. I didn't even have, like, a massive personal issue with Triple J, except, like, they need to start, like, creating, like, opportunities.
Yeah. I mean, there are a massive platform, so they can utilize.
They can do more,
whatever they want.
Yeah, they can put more on. They can put other people up. I know, and you know what? Like, there was another. I'm not even gonna touch on it, like, because what I'm not gonna do is, like, big ups.
Put energy towards it.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna touch on, like, a certain thing, or I'm not gonna call them out, even though I should. But someone that works at Triple J Unearthed, even though she knows who she is, she told me that she wouldn't play me because of, like, the whole, you know. SEM, the whole... Yeah. She basically said I'm an Anglo, and that's not good enough. I looked at her, and I'm like, do I look white? Like, she got mad, but it's okay, man. But that's what she said to me, and I was like, well...
Is what it is. That's super interesting. Like, you being an independent, like, you come across so many barriers, and these are just some of the few that, I guess, you have to get over, and like you said, like, kick the door down and, like, just understand. Don't take no for an answer.
Well, that was the thing. I knew I could prove a point there. That was like, otherwise I wouldn't have even put the song out. But the fact that I put it on Unearthed, like, everyone was, like, vibing that. Yeah. And then people were, like, hitting me up, like, man, you know what? I see what you're saying now. And I'm like, bro, like, it's just, there's Triple J and then there's Unearthed. And Unearthed was just, like, a thing to, like, it was kind of like a slap in the face to everyone trying to make it. That's what I felt like. I felt like it was like, it's like Pornhub. It's a dumping site. Anyone can put anything on it. There's no moderation.
That's the way to put it, right?
No, I mean, like, for real. Like, there's no moderation. No one's looking. The fact that I know they're not looking is, like, the song was called Fuck Triple J. Like, it was on their charts.
That's so interesting to me. I never even thought about that. Thought about it to be, like, as a platform that would act in that way.
Well, for me, it's okay. I have, like, a following, and it's only going to get bigger. But, like, what about, you know, Jimmy Smith bloody Jr., like, that's trying to, like, 13, and he's, like, putting his music out there and, like, actually trying to get on Triple J. Or, like, he wants to be a part of, like, what if he wants to play Groove on the Moo? Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's just going to discourage people from not making music.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of people start on top.
Well, what do you feel for anyone, like you said, like a young 13-year-old? What are the biggest barriers that are coming up to, I guess, your age 20 and, like, putting music out for the first time? What are the biggest barriers as someone that's independent to come out and put music out and to get it up and running, get more engagement and whatnot?
Like, people are always going to tell you, like, what you need to do and where you're going to be. And, like, you just got to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. Yeah. So when someone says to you, you know, don't do this or don't do that, you can not do it. But every time that you don't do something, that's just a way to say no, and that's just where the journey ends. So that's why I say yes to a lot of things.
So keeping your doors open.
Like, just keep them open and like, even though I hate Triple J or I have a problem with Triple J, like, doesn't mean, like, I got friends that get played on Triple J. I got friends that, like, do stuff for Triple J. And I props them on that. I'm like, that's fucking, like, I've never turned around and be like, F Triple J. I've been like, no, that's pretty sick, bro.
I mean, you did write a song called Fuck Triple J.
Yeah, like, I mean, like that. But to them personally, I want people to have that ability.
What do you think that is, you have a really strong statement around back to your music, around, I guess, being drunk and doing lines and that sort of material within your music.
Yeah.
And that line is kicking lines, kicking dust. If you ain't doing lines, you can't hang with us. And this is a really, really strong statement that I believe you're kind of developing from.
Yeah, that was.
So I want to understand. Walk me through what was your where was your mind through that time in life that you were writing that. And
Yeah, I was 17 when I wrote "Call Me This Shit."
yeah,
I wrote that song. Funny enough, like when I moved in with Azor.
yeah,
And the night that I moved in with him, like he didn't hit the bottle shop up, so like I couldn't drink.
yeah,
And that was like actually before that, like this was like where I started getting into my sober shit, I guess. Like that was like the actual last time that I didn't drink, like that night.
okay,
So like when I wrote that song, like the first thing I did was go into the bottle shop and start like drinking and going hard. And I thought like at the same time, that goes down to my old manager too, where he said to me like, oh, if you're not a party animal, they're not going to like you. He tried to brand me like that, and he like manipulated me. He manipulated me. He'd give me money, bro, to go get drunk. Like if I wasn't on my story getting pissed, bro, he's like, boom, go out. Like
that's so wild to me, because that puts that like you said, they try to brand you into a certain way.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about like a kid that's like, you know, at home with his parents. Like this is a kid that has nothing else to do and like no one to fall back on. So when it comes down to that, you listen to people like that. And I got manipulated. So when I moved to Melbourne, that was another thing. It was like drink. Yeah. He's like, go out. He used to like tell me like, go out, go on your story, go gram it up. And that's probably like, that's where all these followers and all this traction came, which is sad because, but do you know what the funny thing is? The second that I stopped, the support's been like crazy. Yeah. So it doesn't make me feel bad, but everyone had to see me go through that. But yeah, that song, I was just,
it's big ups to you for even being able to observe that, because that is a strong thing for you being so young. You're like, you kind of have your open doors. Like you said, you were open to anything. So you're like, if your manager says, put this up in your store, I'm sure you're like, yeah, done. Say yes, let's go. I'll say yes. And then you go out.
All I wanted to do was like, at that point, I just wanted to be somebody. Like I wanted to be relevant, and I would like do anything and like listen to anyone.
Yeah. And you do have a line on this. Let me touch on it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm a drunk. If you got a fucking problem, bitch, I'm fucking you up.
Yeah.
If you don't know already, I'm never going to change.
I guess that changed.
Now you are beginning to change, and that was a big part of me bringing you onto this podcast, because I do want you to share your story of sobriety. I don't know how it is as a person, but for someone that's going through it, please explain like the process of going.
You'd be surprised, but like how much you might not. Like a lot of people say that to me, like I don't know what that's like. But like I see a lot of people where it's like you might actually be, because anything can be addictive.
Yeah, because you can apply it in many various ways in your life, or even towards music.
Like when I went into it, like I had to look at like basically what addiction was.
Yeah.
And it's just endorphins and dopamine, and you know it's a good feeling, or it's a numbing. Like if you look at the basic like that, everyone can be addicted to something. Like right now, I'm addicted to fucking Coca-Cola. Only because I've been drinking so much Coca-Cola. I'm not addicted to it actually. I'm just saying like anything can be your computer, your phone. But like going into that, I had to go through this. It's like the first day. I remember going to get sober because I was actually at Ujimoto's gig. Yeah. You know who Ujimoto is? No. Shout outs to Uji. She up there. She cool. She's actually a really good live performer. You should go check her out if you ever see her.
After this podcast.
We were at her show and I hadn't seen her in ages. So me and Valkyrie went to a show as usual, like every other night, every other day for the last 3 years. Got a goon bag, going in, hiding it down my pants, in my jacket, handing it off to someone else as I do because I think I'm the shit. I'm like, yeah, hold that. And I'm going through it again. Yeah. And then I'm looking at myself, and then I stopped drinking for some reason. It was like this weird thing. I stopped drinking. I don't do that. Like, I don't just stop. Like, I'm in the back of the car driving to Macca's, like, every other night. Like, but I didn't. So I'm sitting there, I'm chilling, and I eat. And I couldn't eat properly. Like, it tasted weird. It was, like, in my teeth. Yeah. It made me want to... It tasted like... And it
like
was
food?
Like, no.
Yeah,
like, it tasted bad.
Yeah.
And it tasted, it felt like I was chewing styrofoam. And I haven't eaten for 3 days as well, like, which was a normal thing. I usually didn't eat for 3 days. I'd eat like a couple of grilled cheese sandwiches on every third day.
Very, very like poor quality food.
Oh, like, man, we used to have dinners and stuff, and I'd cook like massive meals for everyone. I'd like make a plate and then put it in the bin, and like, so I'm eating, I feel sick, and then Matt Valkyrie's with smoking ciggies, and I haven't drank. And she's like, "You're not drinking," and I'm like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm already shaking."
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm going through.
So
something.
immediate effects straight away.
Yeah, like I'm already shaking, and I'm going through this automatic thing of like that, because I've done this before. Like, I'm not drinking, I'm not drinking, and then 10 minutes later, boom. But I'm doing it. I'm already going through shakes, and she's like, "You're right." I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, then we went in like deep, bro. Like we had to like cut the fucking heart open, and like had to look at all these wounds. I cried.
Yeah.
Like
just sharing your story, or like
no, just admitted. She knew. Like I knew. I knew how bad it was getting, because I knew that, oh shit, okay, I got to do this, because it was the end of the year.
Yeah.
And it was like 4 days before Christmas, and it was like this whole thing, and I'm going through it, and I'm upset, and I can't breathe, and I know how bad it's gonna be, because when I was 19, on my 19th birthday, I didn't tell, like my ex-girlfriend knows, but no one else knows, that I tried to stop.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't tell anyone about it, and when I tried to stop, I went through like a psychosis, and I had to barricade myself in a room. I like literally got a table and blocked off the door, ashtray, cigarettes, and I'm going through it, and I'm like fucking putting my head through the wall. It lasted literally 4 hours. I couldn't read or write the English language. Like I couldn't read. Numbers didn't make sense. Like I was hallucinating on like
genuine
another level.
psychotic. That's
like
wild.
I was screaming.
Yeah.
Like crying, punching holes in the wall, like, and then she just like, nah, bottle of rum, go, like, just, you can't do it. And we had alcohol in the house. I was just trying to stop, because I partied for 3 days so hard, harder than I ever partied, and like I was really sick, like hungover, and she's like, "You can't do this." So then I knew how bad it was going to be, and I went, like, I was ready to go through that, and I cried a lot, and then I went to the hospital. And, you know, we went through that whole situation, which I'm not going to touch on too much, but I sweated out, because I didn't go into a detox thing at St. Vincent's, where they, like, didn't want me to do. So I got the shit that, like, you do. And then I sweated out in the back of her van. And, her van's ruined now. It smells really bad. Like, it will never smell the same. But, yeah, I had to go through that. And I had, like, there was a lot going on. But when I woke up from it, the hardest thing to deal with. And like, if anyone's going through addiction right now, like seriously, man, if you're actually going through it, it's okay to party. And I'm always going to have fun. Like, I might not drink, but I don't,
yeah.
I'm not dead yet. Like, I can have fun. But like, I blacked out for 3 years as well. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean by that?
From like the day I recorded Call Me This Shit to now, like, that was like the last time that was the only time I was sober.
Yeah.
Like that was 3 years, and I just blacked out, man. Like, it's all gone. Like, people tell me shit. Remember we're doing this? I'm like, because every night, like, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I'm just trying to like really.
It's hard.
It's hard for me to even like imagine like 3 years of my life, or like not happening.
It's crazy, bro. Like,
I know some people have like a maybe 2 day bender, and then they forget about some things on the weekend.
No.
Oh no, yeah. Just like,
because it didn't end with me.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know when to say stop. Monday morning was Saturday night to me. Like, it didn't matter. And being a fiend, you find we're attracted to each other. I walk down the street and I'll find someone that's wanting to party. I didn't care who it was. I'd hang out with homeless people. I'd hang out with like literally random like backpackers. I didn't care. Wherever it was happening, it was going on for me. But like things like there's videos like my mum took of me like skitzing out. Funny enough, like in SEM Gas, that line where it's like my mother kicked me out of fucking house, grabbed my shit, I'm on fucking bounce. Sorry about it, skits coming out. That coke had me coming down. Like, she has a photo of that, like a video of me skitzing out, where her ex-husband came in and like got my head and like put it against the floor. Damn. And like the cops came and everything. Like,
I'm sure you don't remember that.
No, nah. Like literally like I don't know. I've never seen the video either, because she tried to show me once. I'm like, I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But like that whole thing, it's just all gone.
So where do you think your mindset has developed from then to get into this headspace that you're in now to, I guess, make that choice for once and for all to do something about it, or like to try to observe your behavior? And
well, I've got family, firstly.
Yeah.
And like my family's extended from like there's my family and there's my extended family. I don't want anyone to look at me like this. Like I perceived it like it was okay.
Yeah.
And like, I grew up listening to like Motley Crue and Guns N' Roses, and I idolized like people that did it. So I thought like, I want to be a rock star. Like that's where music started. I would play the drums, but I wanted to be the front man. So I started rapping. Like that's where it really like came in, like when I was like 10. But I had to go through it. Like I couldn't think properly.
Yeah.
Right before me and my ex-girlfriend broke up, she got a bottle of rum and tipped it down the sink. And then she got my goon bag, grabbed a knife and cut the bag open, and I cried.
Yeah.
Like
guess that was just that identity, and like
I cried because it was 1 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't get to a bottle shop. So do you know what I did? Instead of going to bed like a normal person, because I was already pissed fucking drunk, I went to Crown and sat at Crown till 5 o'clock in the morning and spent like $250 just so I could black out. Because that's what it was too. I black out and everything was okay because I wake up, I could start again. Didn't matter. I did some fucked up shit.
Yeah. And
that's another thing. You can't let addiction like, don't let it take you. Because also like, I don't want to lose another, like I don't want to go back and then like lose 5 years of my life, because that's what it's going to be next time.
Yeah.
But this time it's like, no, I'm good. This is the first time I ever did it like proper. I'm not bullshitting anyone but myself now.
Yeah.
And that was another thing. Like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, sure, whatever."
Yeah, whatever you said before.
Yeah, whatever. And I was like, and I literally don't care.
Yeah,
because it's like
now it's just more for me.
Yeah, it's for me.
For you, big ups to you for. Yeah, I'm super taken away from this. I'm super amazed that you've been able to go through what you're going through right now. I'm super happy for you. I'm glad to share this story because it shows the development of a person, that you can come from a big low and being unaware of your behavior, and then do it for you and do it for your family, like you said.
Yeah, like do it like always do something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's why it's just always do something, but do something positive too. Like don't do something to hurt yourself, because at that point too as well, if you hurt yourself, you're automatically gonna hurt others. Yeah, it's just how it works. You know what I mean? But if you better yourself, you're gonna be in a position where you can better the people around you.
Likewise.
You know what I mean?
Understanding, helping your circle. Like you said, you moved, like we spoke offset. You're talking about the circle of people and how you're surrounding yourself with more positive, like-minded people. And
well, that's the thing.
We talked to Jordan on this last week, and he said a similar thing.
Yeah,
where it's just your circle of friend makes up, or your people around you make up you.
They do. You're a habit of your environment.
Exactly.
And I was in a trap, man. I was just stuck there. I didn't know how to live as well. Like, I've never been a fruitful member of society. Like, I've never held a job longer than 3 months. Like, so that's like a difficult thing. But I'm just in the case of learning that now. Like, okay, this is how you can be a part of the world, I guess. Yeah.
This is how you can contribute in your way for yourself and for others.
Well, yeah, I just didn't want to end up like my dad, I guess.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, end up like people that like have let me down. Like I've never had a sober person let me down. You know what I mean? I've never had. It's a sad thing. I've never had a good person let me down. And it's funny that those weren't the people I was looking up to.
Yeah.
I was looking up to the fucking criminals down the street, like, or, you know, the wannabe gangster, or like, and that's one thing that I had to deal with. Like, why wasn't I looking up to the people that were doing good?
Yeah.
And, you know, but learning is important, because if I didn't know this shit, like, fuck knows what I'd be doing. Like, I don't know, I'd probably be like doing heaps of other shit, but music's important.
So how has the music supported your recovery?
Yeah.
Through this?
Yeah. Well, I got nothing to do, man. Yeah. So like writing every day.
It's getting
like,
it out. Is that
man. It's all deep.
Yeah, I guess it's like journaling in a sense. Well, I guess writing is journaling in a sense, but you're just getting those all emotions out there. And I guess being in that conscious state of mind that now you're sober and you can write. I guess how has your writing changed from then to now?
It's a little bit more clearer. Also, don't get like lazy with it. Like, just like writing, like clear, I guess. It's everything just like makes a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
More than anything. Like, it might not make any sense to anyone else, but when they hear it too, because like when I'm writing, I'm not writing like Macklemore Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, it's never gonna happen. Like,
What do you mean? In what sense?
Like, well, Macklemore sobered up. He's like, I'm sober, and it's like a big like.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like Macklemore. I listen to him, but now, like, I never listened to him before, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I know, I feel you. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not writing like that. Like, I'm writing songs like about situations that happen, so I can like easily transition into music instead of like going from writing songs like Fuck Triple J and SEM Gassed, and then going into like, hey guys, by the way, I'm sober now. Like, it's like peekaboo. It's like, what are you doing?
I did want to speak on that. Where do you feel your music is going? What direction is it going in now that you've, I guess what we've been talking about is sobered up? Where do you want your music to? What do you want to portray?
I wouldn't expect like anything out of like the norm in the sense of like all my music's truthful, basically. Like majority of my music is just like, this is how we live. So now it's just gonna be like, this is how we live, or like, this is what we went through. More than, instead of being like, I'm sober now and I'm this many days and I'm going hard and you can do it too. It's more just gonna be like, okay, like I wrote this song about me and my ex-girlfriend. It's fucking gnarly, bro. Yeah. Like I cry like listening to it. And it's like just literally about what went through. Like, it goes through everything. And that's just like something I wrote about because it was there and it happened, instead of writing like, oh yeah, I fucked up. Yeah. Which I did. But, you know, she's proud of me actually. She rang me. That's the thing. And that's an important thing I wanted to say. Like, fixing your half is like the only thing you called to bear. Like, with this whole sobriety, I was like, this isn't going to fix anything for anyone else. But I have the opportunity now to be in the situation where, okay, I fix my half, do my shit. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And, you know, that's just like something better, I guess, for me, like to be in that situation. Oh, yeah. I'm write better music.
I'm super glad to hear that. Now with Melbourne hip hop, we'll talk about Melbourne
hip hop.
Melbourne
hip hop. Here we go.
Where are your thoughts in that moment on the scene? What's happening in Melbourne? What do you feel? What's your vibe your vibe at the moment with the whole scene in general? What direction do you think we're going into 2020?
Honestly, I think Melbourne is awesome. Yeah. The scene is great.
I love it. I love it here.
Like, I wouldn't live here if I didn't love it here. Yeah. Like, I love the beach as well. No beaches. Yeah. Like, but with saying that, like, Melbourne hip hop alone, like, it's really high schooly. I'm gonna be honest. It's like real clicky. I've always noticed that. It's like clicky.
In what sense? Like the drama or
like the drama is just intense and it's clicky and it's not like. Like, this is why things like Rolling Up are going to be great. Like, you could be like Hot 97, like, Kanye just went up and did this.
The thing is, you can. Genuinely, you can if you want. Like,
it's clicky. And I've never fit in,
I think hip-hop in general is clicky. Yeah. Just because there's always, in anything, you can find drama if you want to find drama. Yeah. It's there.
That's another thing. I was like I was really drawn to drama. Yeah. I think like, but it's clicky, in my opinion, which is like, everything is clicky. Yeah. But with saying that, like, you guys have so many opportunities for anyone. Like, that's the thing. There's also no excuses here. Yeah. Like, there is no, like, in Sydney, okay, lockout laws. Yeah. You know, that's a little
Even then, they're changing at the moment. I'm not sure the details, but they are changing some of the laws around that.
Yeah, I think they should.
Definitely.
You gotta like it, we could get into that, but it's just gonna be a whole political conversation.
I ain't about that.
Fuck Gladys. But yeah, so you've got like Melbourne and there's so much opportunity, like there's no excuse for anyone. So like when I hear people say like it's too hard, I'm like, what do you mean, bro? There's like hundreds of shows. Like, go and get yours. You know what I mean? So that's what I love about it. And more than anything, I just love like the general fact that like I have the ability to be a part of something.
To be a part of a scene or something that's growing so intensely at the moment.
It's different parts of the scene. Like yesterday, that little snow meet and greet for the bushfires, we went to that. That was fucking crazy sense of community. Like, and those were like kids, fans. This little things of this sense of community, people putting on beats and everyone's spitting and people like rolling up, and then it's like this young kid Chazza comes up and he's like, someone got off the Bluetooth and he's like on this, he's waiting too. Yeah. He's like waiting because like, you know, his idols are around jumps on the Bluetooth, starts playing his tracks, doesn't say anything. I knew it. I looked at it too. I'm like, did this motherfucker just put on his song? And I'm like, all right. And like, but do you know what I mean? That sense of like, okay, if like a young kid can feel like, oh, he can meet his idols at the park.
Yeah.
And that's his shot. Like that doesn't happen in America.
Yeah.
You can't meet Kanye at the park. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just like, you know, while they're hanging around having a
It's good that I think America does have that sense of community. You know,
oh, they've got a massive thing.
Because, I mean, everyone's spin bars everywhere. It's a lot more people. The community is much different. And what I want to speak on with Australian, what do you feel your scene is in the terms of like Aussie rap? How's that growing?
Aussie rap's really
when I refer to Aussie rap, for anyone that's listening, I mean the traditional sound of Aussie rap.
Yeah. So Aussie hip hop's like getting really big.
Yeah.
It's really, there's a massive market for it. But if I was gonna put my money on anyone, like, cause I'm a punter at heart, man. Like I love a good slap. Like if I was gonna put my money on anyone in Australia to like actually break US, which is like, it's gonna be someone from Melbourne, from that like more R&B sound. Like I guess Sampa the Great kind of did it.
She's pretty We're
doing playing Coachella, like.
Yes, we're already kind of. It's happening in like as of now, as we speak, as I speak into this mic.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's happening right now.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
There's all these artists that are being exposed to the market.
I don't think any Australian hip hop artist would like. If it breaks in America, it's probably going to be a gimmick, like of an Aussie dude rapping like.
That might be the way it goes.
If it was gonna happen,
or it could be true. Like Samba, she's killing it.
Yeah, but I mean with like our accent.
Like, yeah. So the thing is, because it's such a funny accent to listen to.
Yeah.
And then you hear it in rap, it's a very strange for us. I guess Aussies, it's not that crazy, but for an American to hear it, I guess like you said, it might come off as gimmicky and funny and it might be that sense of what was that name? The guy's name from the UK? Man's Not Hot. Big Shaq. It might be that kind of sense of like that's the way Australia is exposed. Who knows?
Well, it would. I just feel like it would be something like that. But at the same time, I will say I do have belief that maybe if some kid, aka Scoobie, rolled up like I don't know. I feel like it would be possible through like Warped Tour. Have you ever heard of Warped Tour?
No.
It's like this really big like. Lots of dudes get together on Warped Tour. It's like real punk rocky, like rap. Like Machine Gun Kelly was on Warped Tour. Yellow Wolf. That's like those were their starting drops. I feel like if like a young kid got a band together, which is something I want to do. If anyone's like looking to join a band, hit me up. I honestly reckon they could hit Warped Tour and maybe do the circuit and then maybe get some traction. As long as like that's where I feel like the accent could get there seriously.
Yeah. And how about the other genres, like you said, R&B? Where's your feel on
R&B's fire, bro? Yeah. I listen to R&B, bro. I was listening to Chris Brown like on the way here, like with you, because it's just like
vibey. It's vibey.
Yeah, I don't listen to like heaps of like Melbourne R&B. What's that chick's name? Kai?
Kai.
Yeah, Kai.
Right above you, bro.
Yeah, Kai. I like her songs.
Kai's beautiful. Her music's amazing.
Yeah, I actually like her music. Like she on my heavy rotation. But like that's actually really funny. Shout outs to you. She's someone like that I actually.
Yeah. What are you keeping an eye out for? Who else are you keeping an eye out for in music? Not just
Simpson. Jai Simpson. Yeah. Jai Simpson's gonna that kid's got bars. I don't think anyone can rap better than him. I've never actually heard anyone that can rap better than him, and that's not even me like gassing him up. I just mean like I know a lot of rappers, and I mean in the actual underground circuit, like the kid's driven. More than like I don't know, he's got tunnel vision. Yeah, he can see his goal and he can see it from 100 miles away, and it just gets closer and closer and closer. Yeah, to the no left or right. He doesn't give a shit. He's got bars, and that's it. Like he's got like really good bars.
It's that mindset. He's got that mindset.
I'm not trying to be like a rapper.
What do you mean by that?
I'm not trying to be like chill. I'm not trying to be like spitting bars. I'm not trying to be like Wombat. Like I'm not even trying to be like a full-on Aussie rapper. Like I'm trying to, because I just want to be punk like
a
more
punk.
punk. Yeah, I just want to be
Okay.
punk, and I've always wanted to be
I
punk.
was gonna ask where do you see the brand of Scoobietunes going, not just like the music, because Scoobietunes is obviously a brand now.
Yeah,
Where do you feel that brand is going? I guess into that punk.
yeah, like it's always been there, but like that's more the live performance too. Like I'm always gonna be on my rap shit,
Yeah.
but yeah, like
So-
I don't try to overflex. I just try to tell the narrative in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Some dudes are really good at it's probably because some dudes are just really good at bars, and maybe that's just I don't get discouraged by that.
Yeah.
I get like I just get more driven in my own lane because I'm like, okay guys, like you guys are really good.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take the left here,
Hey,
and
mate,
I'll meet you at the show. Like, do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. It's just you're taking your own lane.
Some people
You
have
don't
like
need to
good
go in the
music.
same lane. That's the thing. You don't need it. You don't need to go right next to them or be on that
Yeah,
same lane.
but you can
because
be on your shit. Like, do you ever listen to Triple One?
I've heard of Triple One.
Yeah, Triple One. Like they're like 100% just on their own shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cursor always been on his own, like, but he started it, man.
Yeah. In it for Australia,
And
and as an influence for Ozrap, starting
Bro.
that. I'm on my own lane. I mean, he's putting out projects.
I don't understand
of
how
the time.
rappers coming up can like have anything to say about him too. Because love him or hate him, real talk, no one has consecutively ever done what has done, and I don't think anyone ever will. I don't think it's possible
To what?
do what he did again. Like I don't think anyone could. If someone does it, I'd
But
be
to
shocked.
put up that much music?
Nah, like
Or
just the
or
work
influence.
ethic. Like
Oh,
that's
okay.
why this is on my arm, bro. He said it, and the work ethic is unbelievable. Like if you think about it, from like his first album,
Yeah.
every year dropped an album, did merch, did a tour, and then on a bunch of other things. He's always doing other stuff, like signed by Nautica.
Yeah. He did
Like
get
sponsored by Nautica. Who does that?
Yeah.
And they were giving him shit back in the day. And that's a thing where it's like I don't think anyone could do that. And I thought like the dudes coming up now were gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like I was putting my money on people. I was like, Complete's gonna do it like in 2017
Yeah.
and 2018. When 2018 was rolling, I thought everyone was gonna do it, and everyone took like a year to drop an album.
Yeah.
Like they skipped it over, and then it happened.
Well, some people's first album is not as good as their second.
Oh,
Because
Yeah,
they put in 3 years, 2 years work into an album, and then by the time the second one comes around,
yeah.
they're like, oh crap, I need to put something out really quick because I just put my last one out. And
Yeah.
then they've just, it's kind of, the music quality's deteriorated because they
I've
spent
never
so much
thought
time.
about it that way because like we don't really know about them until they blow.
Well, yeah, there is like, I guess the saying that your first album is your best album, or like it is one of your best because that's the time where people spend their most amount of effort in. They're trying to perfect it. A lot of people, a lot of artists are trying to perfect their first album because they want it to be
Yeah.
the best. They want to showcase the best of themselves. And when it comes to their second,
What's like your favorite Aussie hip hop album?
hey, I don't listen. See, the thing is,
Like if you had to pick
that,
one.
but I guess we'll go 2019.
Yeah.
Jordan Dennis's HDMI. This one right here behind me.
Yeah. I haven't heard it. You have to
It's
send me a
beautiful.
link.
It's
Is it
beautiful.
good?
It's really good. It's super vulnerable, and he goes into some straight bars. We'll play it after this.
Yeah, play
Upset.
some bars.
I love like just his hype and his embodying of identities through his songs is really good. I'll definitely show it to you.
Yeah, for
Now,
sure.
on to 2020.
Oh yeah.
What are your plans for this year, man?
I got some big ones actually.
Yeah?
Well,
Anything you want to share?
I wrote a checklist. I wrote a checklist last year. I do want to say I wrote a checklist last year. I
Yeah.
ticked everything off.
Yeah.
Like maybe I could have done everything a little bit better, but they got ticked off the list. But yeah, I write a checklist at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And I think one of them is I want to do like my first big sold out show for me.
Yeah.
Like not opening. Like I want to have my first like 200 plus sold out
Like
show.
headliner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like hard. I wanna have like a really good like a lot of them to do with music this year, not so much business. So like I want to have this really good body of work.
Yeah.
Like I want to have like this, like maybe like a few tracks this time, not just like giving them. Like I want to have like a really good body of work. Really means something. Like I want to have creative control over all.
A really set out catalog in a sense.
Yeah, like just I want to have like that vinyl that looks sick with
Yeah.
that artwork in the back, and you know like the thank you and the whole body of like I just really want that. I really want to finish the kids book that I've been working on. No Hat, No Play. Yeah. People don't even know. I do stuff on the side. Yeah. So I'm writing a kids book called No Hat, No Play.
Yeah.
And it's like to like help kids like get hats and stuff for school.
That's so cool.
No, some kids can't afford a hat, bro, and they like then teachers are pricks, bro, and they're like, oh no, you can't play, and it's like we got this plan. It's like, okay, if we can get like people behind it, and like my tattoo artist is illustrating it. So
cool. That's really cool, man. Something for the community, bro. It's really nice, man.
That's just something that we work on. Like that like so I want to like finish that.
That will relate to every single Aussie. Because they grew up in high school, primary school. If you didn't have no hat, you ain't gonna play.
Yeah, no, and that was some bullshit, man. Like,
you can't play with your friends. What do you mean?
Well, they should like the hats don't even cost that much. Hats should be some like okay, we can do this book and then like get someone to sponsor some hats and maybe get the Cancer Council behind it. Yeah. Like I know these are big reaches, but they're also in industries that I don't work in, so it's like it's not like me trying to make it. This is just trying to me to give back in some way that I can, and I'm a good writer. So
why not? Why not? Good. Hey, I've never heard of an artist using their writing skills for something else other than music.
Bro. I'm writing a screenplay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Ooh.
What's that on?
It's actually something.
Don't have to touch any details, but
it's something that I started writing to like help stop like racism in this country. Actually.
Yeah.
So there's like a lot of I don't know if Melbourne knows too much about it, but it's basically about like the Cronulla riots.
Yeah.
And there's like ever since the Cronulla riots, there's just been a division between like the Anglo-Australian community and the Lebanese and like Muslim community, and I think it's kind of stupid. Like, because it was all just our parents, like, pissing up and getting drunk and fighting, and I think that's just ridiculous, and I think it's time to, like, everyone just shut their mouths and learn to get along.
Yeah.
So I'm writing a screenplay, and it's, like, it's about this kid who's, like, half Lebanese and half white, and his mom and his dad, and, like, he grew up, like, not knowing, like, because he's got no, he's both, man.
He's both,
yeah. And it's just, like, based around that time. It's like kind of like on a puberty bluesy sort of vibe.
Oh,
like just a kid, bro, going through life. But it's not like so much focused about like that situation. It's more just focused on like, how does someone deal with that?
Yeah.
Like how does a kid like, grow up in that community environment? Well, like you're like you got to think about it. Like
it's taking it from both worlds. Yeah.
We'll take a text message that they sent.
Yeah.
All right. And like, it all started like in my head of like, okay, here's a kid who's white, and here's a kid who's like Lebanese, and he's like, he's a mixed kid.
Yeah.
Imagine like, this kid's mom getting a text message saying, oh, if you see any Lebanese people, bash them on Sunday. What's that kid meant to think, bro? Because he's like growing up in like, he's Australian, right? Because there's no difference.
Bash his friends or something.
Like we're all the same, right? There's no actual bloody difference, really. So it's like, we're all Aussies, we're all sick cunts. Like, I got no time for that shit. Like, could you imagine, but? Yeah. Well, that was something like, I guess, like, that's something that happened, though. You know what I mean?
I don't know a lot about the history
of it. Bro, like, that day, man, fucking, they went down, bro. Kids that were, like, Lebanese, bro, were saying that they were Australian. Like, that's our flag, too, and people bashed them. Yeah. Like, that happened. So, like, that's just the screenplay I'm working on. I do a lot of things, man, but this is just to pass the time, bro.
Yeah, that's good. It's good. Any predictions for 2020, music-wise? Any artists you see popping off? Or anything in music about like in the general Melbourne scene or Australian scene?
I think there's gonna be like a massive like shift
in
like 2020 is gonna be the shift of hip hop in Australia.
I agree. I wholeheartedly believe that too.
Like, you got to look at dudes like 1-4 and stuff, man. Yeah. Like, the game is changing. And, like, there's going to be a thing now because they got told they couldn't play.
Yeah.
And people are going to get mad about that. Yeah, there's going to be a shift. And it's going to change everything. Yeah. And it's going to be huge now.
It's going to be good. Now the kids are growing up with... They're going to be more influenced by this scene.
I think we're hitting
I was speaking to some 13-year-olds asking them, what are you listening to? Because I'm interested. What are kids growing up listening to? And they mentioned the usual names of like people overseas in the US, traditional mainstream like Juice WRLD and just with random names like that.
R.I.P.
And then R.I.P. Juice WRLD. Yeah. Then they mentioned HP Boys, and I was like, that's awesome. That's someone from the area. You're growing up listening to that. That's super awesome to see someone around the corner.
HP Boys are like huge too. Like they're like really fucking big,
They're doing
and I didn't expect that.
They have a show this Friday.
Yeah, for the bushfires.
For the bushfires.
Yeah.
That'll be amazing. I'm going.
Are you gonna hit it up?
I'll definitely be there to support the cause.
I like. Oh yeah, because it's after the protest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I really want to go.
Yeah.
So I have to get like I have to get a pass and stuff to get out. But like HP, but yeah, because that's like
it's something for Australians.
it's what they do, man.
Yeah.
And like that's just like I've actually been waiting for a lot of artists to like maybe help out. Because like I think
it's happening a lot. A few
A
Sydney artists are putting some things on, putting some shows on. Which
yeah,
is really
TKO messaged me about it like 3 days ago. I can't even remember what he said. He was talking to me about it.
That's cool. Anyways,
But
we're gonna wrap up. I want to plug your socials. You can find Scoobietunes as Scoobietunes, spelled with an IE, not a Y.
Yeah,
Scoobie.
Yeah, Scoobietunes with an IE. It's basically everywhere, and yeah, I'll be out soon. Yeah, I'll be out soon.
You can find us at Rolling Up Entertainment on all platforms: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all that goodness. I appreciate anyone that's tuned in and has been able to hear Scoobie's story today. It's
beautiful. Thanks guys. I love you. Thank you to Rolling Up. Like big ups, man. Real talk.
Of course, bro.
Real shit. And shout outs to our cameraman in the back.
I hope you all have an amazing 2020. Go do what you love. Focus. Plan it out. Thank you all for rolling up. Peace and love. Let's roll up.
That was sick, bro.
Killed it, bro.
Scoobietunes, let's motherfucking roll up. Yeah.